Mr. Beast, the most subscribed YouTuber, he had a group of friends. They all started doing YouTube together and they would meet every day talking about what they learned about how to do their thumbnails, about what they were learning about pacing and all this stuff. And they would just talk YouTube every day. And it turns out over the course of a couple of years, all of them hit 1 million subscribers, every single person in that group. Now, if that had just been some 1,000 person, 10,000 person Discord group of a bunch of people who did YouTube, nothing would have happened. Hey everyone, welcome to the Anarchy Podcast. 99% of traders will never make consistent profits. So why listen to the 99% of advice? On this show, we're going to challenge some of the most hallowed and repeated tenets of trading, and in doing so, set you up to succeed where others fail. Spoiler alert, we don't have a secret strategy or magic wand that will let you skip out on the hard work of learning the markets, but we can debunk viewpoints that are holding you back. If that sounds good to you, come join us.
Welcome to the Anarchy Trading Podcast. In this day and age, you've probably already received a bunch of private invites for people to join this secret Discord group or this Telegram group or this Facebook group. And you're probably wondering what all the fuss about is. There's a lot of people saying, oh, you can join my group for free. Or there's other people charging you $100, $150 to join their community, promising you that if you join their community, you will start being able to experience success. But Levi has the opinion that this is a load of garbage. And so today we're going to dive into community, quote unquote, and what that means. Levi, what's up?
Hey Jordan, nothing much. Yeah, I asked you to do an episode on this because I was on Twitter recently and I got worked up over this. I sent out a tweet. You can check out our Twitter if you're on Twitter at Anarchy Trading. So I already tweeted about this, but my opinion is that community is overrated. And I'm going to try to back up what I mean by that. But when we talk community in trading, it's all over the place. Right. So join this community. Community is really important when you're learning trading. Hell, this even applies to non-trading stuff. Right. So people talk about the importance of community when learning anything or when it's all over the place. In trading, it's even more so. So people preach about the importance of community when learning to trade. So I have a couple huge big problems with that. I'm gonna try to support my opinion, and then I'm gonna offer something that's harder, but I think better than quote unquote community, and give a challenge to our listeners. So first off, community and why I think it's overrated, at least in the way it's defined currently in the trading world. So community, first off, the people who push community as being really important are always the ones that stand the most to gain from you thinking community is important. So it's those who are selling a Discord or, have a Facebook group or whatever, right? Those are always the people saying how important it is. So, that should first be your first major red flag when you're listening to anybody talk about how important community is. Ask yourself, are they getting paid? Do they get money if I think community is important? That's my first big red flag that you should have. Secondly, and this is probably the biggest problem with communities is that trading communities specifically is that trading communities are full of losing traders. We call them losers. This is not in kind of the general sense of losers in general, but losing traders. They don't make money. We've all been there. When you start trading, you're a loser. They're full of losers, right? Trading communities are not full of successful traders. By definition, the only people who seek out trading communities and Discords and Facebook groups are traders who lose money. Those who make money aren't in those groups. This is slightly different than communities like take any other community. Let's say some, real estate or realtor community. Like the people who seek out those communities are oftentimes successful themselves. Trading communities are worse because the only people who seek out those communities are losing traders. So if you go into a Discord, 99%, if not more, of those traders are unsuccessful traders.
I would say it's probably even more because we already know almost 99% of traders that fail. So the successful traders aren't going to be in those groups a lot of times. So
Mm-hmm.
I would be warranted to say that the percentages are possibly even worse.
Yeah, like you have 1,000 people in Discord group and you have one or two mods that might make money, maybe, if they're telling the truth. So when you join one of those communities, you're joining a group of people who are unsuccessful. Okay, so they can't personally help you. Uh, they're just they're just in the exact same boat you are. Okay, so you have those who make discords, they're the ones who stand the most to gain. The people in these communities are unsuccessful themselves. And thirdly, the people in those groups are unable to offer you any of the positives that a quote unquote community is supposed to offer you. So, accountability and encouragement, right? Those are the two
Yep.
things that
Yep.
you're seeking from a community. Whatever you mean by that, that's what you are seeking. If you aren't getting accountability and encouragement, what the hell are you doing there? Right. And what a lot of people, communities, these trading communities, at best are useless because they're just a bunch of losing traders. And at worst, they're harmful, right? Because it's really discouraging. And you and I both joined some discords when we were first learning.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and we both talked about this and we eventually quit because it's discouraging. You have a bunch of people who also lose and who can offer no advice. And so it's incredibly discouraging. And those people can't offer any real encouragement because the only people who are able to offer encouragement are people who you have a relationship with, right? If Noob Master 69 offers you encouragement on a Discord, it means nothing. Like, who the hell cares, right? The only time that the only people who can truly encourage you or truly keep you accountable are those who you're close to, those who you have a relationship with. And I think that's what a lot of people miss when they talk about community. They treat like some random group of strangers online that you get access to for $10 a month as some group that can offer you true encouragement and accountability, and they just cannot. They just can't. And at worst, they can hurt you by giving you false, just bad advice because they're all
Best
losers.
advice and false hope as well. And there's a lot of people. Any group you go on to, what is like? Take a look. I've been on a lot of them. Mostly,
Mm.
everyone talking about how amazing their trades are going. Right? There's a few people on there talking about how discouraging are, but I guarantee you that those people are not all successful traders.
Hey everyone, Levi here to quickly ask if you're finding value in the podcast. We would love it if you'd take a moment to follow the show and leave a review. It helps us out a lot and enables us to bring you the best possible content. Thanks for being part of the community. We love you guys. They're not. So you have a bunch of losing traders who then just preach their wins, and
Yeah.
it's useless. So this was what I just was really frustrated about because I hear it all the time and people constantly push their communities as if
Yeah.
community in and of itself is helpful. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So I've bashed communities enough. What's the alternative? Like here's where I want to really challenge our listeners, something that's much harder than just $10 a month on a Discord. Get true accountability and encouragement. The way to do that is to have relationships with people who can truly, like, partners who can really go through the journey with you. Now, in our
Mm.
case, we were very lucky because we did it together. We're
Yep.
brothers. We're very close and we were able to push each other. When you first started day trading, you asked me and you said, "Hey, do you want to do this with me?" And I said, "Hell yeah." And ever since then, we've been doing it, side by side, and we're able to keep each other accountable, keep each other, encouraged in ways that
Yeah.
strangers on the internet are not able to do for you.
Yeah. Yep.
What I highly advise people to do is find someone who can do that for you. Now, that's going to be difficult for some people. And I'm not saying you can't use people on the internet, but it has to go deeper than just a Discord group. You have to find someone who can go through the journey with you and maybe not even go through, like, they don't even necessarily have to be traders. It would be preferable. But you and I have talked about this before, that we're both married and we're both very fortunate that we have wives who are very supportive and are interested in what we do and can keep us kind of encouraged and push us, and maybe that's what you can find, right? But you have to find someone like that, because relationship and accountability and encouragement is extremely important to get. And the only way to get that is not by $10 a month on a Discord. Save your money. It's just going to hurt you. Put time into a real relationship. Find it. And that's going to be it's much harder. This is not easy advice a lot of the time. Again, we were lucky, but find it. You can find it online. You can find someone you can go through this journey with you. Mr.
Yeah.
Beast, the most subscribed YouTuber, tells a story about when he started his YouTube career. He had a group of friends, like I believe it was like 4 or 5 friends, who they all started doing YouTube together, and they would meet over the phone every day, talking about what they learned about how to do their thumbnails, about what they were learning about, pacing and all this stuff. And they would just talk YouTube every day. And it turns out over the course of a couple of years, all of them hit 1 million subscribers, every single person in that group. Now, if that had just been some 1,000 person, 10,000 person Discord group of a bunch of people who did YouTube, that just is not the same. It doesn't hold the same punch. But when
nothing would have happened.
Nothing would have happened, right? Oh, I pay $10 a month on this very special YouTube community, and we all are creators. It would have done nothing. What he did was he had a group of friends, this are true, not community, but a true relationship that enabled them to push each other, challenge each other, and keep each other accountable. And that's what you need to find. That was my rant for the day, but that's what I really felt I really felt a need to talk to people about.
You got some good points. So let me ask you this then. Do you think there is a place for Discord groups?
It has to be on the right thing. I mean, like, I'm not saying there's never a time where it can be useful. It's just, if the reason you join a Discord is for some magic community that's going to make you better, then no, like, save your money. I don't know how to kind of separate what the good and the bad are, because we've joined a few back in the day, and the ones I always found were just they just really were discouraging to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
My thought is there is no point for it to ever be part of them at all, ever. That's my opinion. And the reason for that, and I think we'll actually get into that in maybe one of our next podcast episodes, is the fact that you're not gaining anything from them. There's nothing in a Discord group that you will be able to gain, because no matter what people tell you about their trading, it's going to be different than what you do. No matter what they tell you about which trade, like, there's nothing saying, oh, it took me that, like, there's just nothing to gain from it. Like, there literally isn't. There's nothing to gain. There's nothing positive. You would be better off just joining, a gaming chat group, and just, if you need friendship, but you just don't have friends, just go join like a Call of Duty chat room or something, right? Like, or better yet, get outside and like make some friends in the gym or something. The Bible has some great wisdom. He who wants friends should show himself friendly, right? You be friendly, find some other people, or even find someone who wants to learn how to trade and go, hey, I'm trading. Do you want to trade with me? They can even demo trade. Like, don't promise them unrealistic things. It's like, yeah, you're not going to make money, but do you want to learn to trade with me? And find a buddy to trade with you. Demo trade with that guy if he doesn't want to put in any money right now, but just maybe something to do as a hobby together. And I think that will show, repay dividends in the long run.